highlight. The first one being our group project for hackathon. You scroll up, you hover over it, and it lifts it up and shows some information here. And this one leads to my GitHub repo for now. In the future, I want to change this entirely because it just doesn't translate well on mobile. You try to hover over something with your thumb, and the website will get really confused and do all kinds of crazy things. The only other project that I deployed was my YouTube project. So I click on that. I go straight to the YouTube assessment we did before, and I can look up things like, I don't know, jobs. And I got that for now. Probably got to do a little bit more work on this particular site so I can get it working. But yeah, these are my 6 projects. Still need to work on my LinkedIn project. And if I click on one of them, it goes to the top. I need to fix that also. Going back here, the last page I have is a skills page, and that's just kind of a side scrolling list of only 4 of my skills. I need to add a few more skills, but they scroll indefinitely. I actually have a setup where there's 8 objects here, and there's just only 4 unique ones. But they there's 8 of them scrolling around, and they disappear into the side with a little bit of a gradients illusion going on there. Might want to fix it up a little bit more, maybe put some names for each one. And at the very end, I have a footer that goes to my GitHub and my LinkedIn. And yeah, I have a lot more work to do in this. And I think the first thing I want to focus on is when I click on a page here, it should just remove the navigation bar automatically. But I'm using React Scroll for that, and I'm still learning how that library works. If I can get to my base camp somewhere. Oh, this thing's so annoying. Okay, in my base camp, I just put a few advanced touch-ups I need to put on it, namely the nav bar and the resizing project titles. Because if you're looking at it on your phone, you can see that it's a little strange on the profile. But yeah, they'll have to do a lot with the grid and stuff like that and resizing. But yeah, that's my site.
Cool. That looks really cool. Can we get some round of snaps?
Yay.
For the nav bar, you could check the scroll position of the site. If it moves past a certain scroll position, it turns the nav bar negative to show.
That's a strange thing about, I have to actually open it up, but it's all done through a link in React. So I have to I don't know, have you used the React scroll yet? Because
yeah, that's what I'm also using.
Okay, so there is a way to do that. Okay, cool. So this, you can check the position with the same tools.
Yeah, there's at the window event listener scroll on it, and then just
okay.
set the previous scroll position against the current scroll position. If the previous scroll position is higher than the current, and just make it negative. Make it don't show.
Gotcha. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah.
Maybe if you have any resources, send them Cameron's way, like maybe code snippets or the documentation where you read that. That's cool. That I think is part of the intent, like getting you to share ideas as well. Cool. Who wants to go next? I think sorry. I think that's. I can't really see your hand, but I think I saw you first. So go ahead. Click percent.
How do I share?
Share screen, the middle green button, the bottom. Yeah.
Yep. You seeing?
Yep. We're seeing your entire screen.
Well, I chose a kind of uncommon domain name, which is .space.
Okay.
Just sounded good to me. I don't know.
Okay. Why do you think it why space? Like besides the sound, like what drew you to it?
Because it's a synonym of site. basically like site space kind of mean the same thing.
Oh, I see.
So I'm trying to like promote this idea of a web space instead of a website. I don't know.
Oh, that's cool. I see.
And
Okay.
I also think that, well, you will see the website, but I want to make it like kind of a toolkit website that I can throw stuff in that I want, and it's gonna kind of be mutating according to my personal needs. So
Cool. Sounds
all
good.
right.
That's what a personal website is supposed to do. So I'm glad you're thinking that way.
So yeah, I don't know if you can see the icon, but it's like a boombox. I like the icon.
We can't really. I think I see it very,
It's like a
very
little
little.
boombox.
Yeah.
Well, so this is a project. It's made with React Bootstrap, the npm module. And the good thing about that module, if anyone is not familiar with it, that is really cell phone responsive. Like when you make it cell phone, I would do it right now. It really, really kind of looks good. It actually looks better on a cell phone than anywhere else.
I see.
And yeah, I like how it looks on a cell phone. Even an iPhone 5, which is kind of hard sometimes. This is the Flex wrap. I mean, it's not ideal, but only iPhone 5 users would see it this way. This is how iPhone 6 looks. Well, well, the layout is pretty simple. It's home, about, and contact. The main, in home I have green list. This is a music app that I'm working on that is supposed to play an album without you realizing when a song changes to the other, and it's generating kind of the effect of Pink Floyd albums or some Led Zeppelin albums. That a lot of like 70s rock use that, even 90s, but it's kind of, now with the Spotify playlist, it's kind of lost. But I had a friend who made an album that was with that logic, so I made this app for him. It's deployed, and this is the links to GitHub, Heroku. This is the space for a project that I haven't decided yet. This is Greenlist. It's not deployed yet, but coming soon. Then the about page. The bio, I'm not really proud of what I wrote. I wrote like kind of the first thing that but it's there, probably changing soon. It's a technologies part. These links to my GitHub and LinkedIn. It opens in a separate tab, so you don't lose your navigation in my website. Because I changed my username. I'm Cohen Salama now in GitHub. So, well, then there's a contact form. This contact form actually sends me an email right now. If you fill it up, it uses a module called, it's not a module, it's more of a website that provides a service that you can kind of import in React. It's not a node module, it's called email.js. So how it works, you need to like create a user there, and they will provide you the link that you can kind of the code part that you have to add to your component, and it will send you an email. It works. It's proven that it works.
What's the name again? Can you share in the chat?
The website is called email.js. So you can check it out and figure it out. And if you need any advice, I can tell you how it's done. So this is the contact form. And there's a drum machine that I added with make.
That's cool.
Because I'm a musician and that's what I do in my free time. So I took that kind of okay, this is what I want to add, or kind of the field that I like to explore as a personal, interest. It's really hard to play
That's
with
cool.
the pointer with the mouse, but that's why I make one of my to-dos for the Basecamp is to make it good in cell phone. In cell phone, it doesn't work really well. It takes a while to trigger.
Okay.
So that's because HTML5 audio is not really compatible with Safari on iPhones over the kids game.
Okay.
And the part that I work the most in the last couple of days is the theming. You can theme my website. Right now we have 3 themes, which is green and 80s. 80s is like more flashy. And then you can create your own custom theme. Just create one. I'm gonna use black, background orange. I want the cards to be the same as the background, and the navbar to be also orange, and the link to be yellow. So this is a theme that I like to use, all orange. But you can create like a lot, or even like all purple is good. I'm gonna do it all purple now.
Do all purple, including the font.
Yeah. You can also, if you put all black, you will make kind of most of the website disappear.
That's cool.
But yeah, I like this. I had fun doing it. And what else I was gonna add? Yeah, I wanna future implementations. I wanna make this a RGB selector instead of a kind of primary and secondary color selector. That's gonna make it more fun to create the themes. And also I'm gonna follow an idea that Janesh gave me, that is to use local storage for storing custom themes. While you are navigating the website, you can recall several custom themes and play with it. Or maybe if you're designing a website, you wanna try it out, how it looks really fast, you can go here and try it out and like kind of use it. So I wanna also make kind of my website useful in some way.
Cool. Do you want to show us your Basecamp or for the future implementations?
Sorry, Alejo, I didn't hear that.
Wait, am I in mute? No.
No.
Can you show us your Basecamp
Yes.
for the future implementations?
This is the to-dos of the Basecamp in these following 2 weeks. My README file is really bad. It's just a couple of pictures I took. So I have to work on that. Deploying green list, the RGB implementation, cell phone functionality of the drum machine. There's a library called React Sound that probably will help me with that. And I have to decide my third project, deploy it, and try to implement that local storage. I think that's all what I'm trying to aim to do.
Cool. I had a few pieces of feedback. If you could go back to your website. Can you hear me? Sorry.
Yes?
Can you go back to your website?
The website?
Yes.
Back to your website.
I guess well, one thing that I was thinking about is like have all of your project images the same size. And I think that makes sense now that you said that you're going to deploy GroonList. That's why you don't have the full size yet, I guess. But just take a screenshot and make all the images of your projects the same size, basically. So they're all squares or they're all um, or they're
Kind of
all
bars.
wider. Yeah. Um, also, I think you should expand on the project description to feel it like a little bit more, and maybe like have the links all the way at the bottom. Something you can do is you can set the font size responsive to the to the view width, so that the font size becomes larger when it's on a wider screen and becomes smaller when it's on a smaller screen. You can literally set like font size to the view, the VW uh, measure that could help you with that. Or also another approach is if you write some more text describing your project, and it becomes, even though you're making it smaller with the font size, with the relative to the width, what you could do is have a few separate paragraphs, and at a certain width, you just remove the second paragraph. Let's say the second paragraph go into more detail, but what you can do is set its visibility or its display to hidden, and that will, that gives you, that removes that paragraph, and it lets only, sort of the main line. So those are a few ideas.
So it will only show up when the website is expanded, and it will disappear. Okay.
Correct. That's something you can try. I think your name or C-S could also be on like that frame around it. I feel like everything has sort of that, but your name.
Okay. Yeah, that's true.
But also, I'm not sure if, I don't know if anyone has any other thoughts, but I feel like the CS, I have to, like, if I go to your website, I don't know who CS is. I have to go to the About page. What's the main page when I go to your website? Is it this one? I guess we can I can give you more detail later on. Cool. Oh, I think I had something for the drum kit. I'll share it. I'll share it on Slack. I was doing this JavaScript 30 challenge, and the first challenge is actually creating a drum kit on drum machine like the one you have, and you put it also with the key, so you can type a key, and then that sound plays. So you may be interested in looking how they did it. They did it on plain HTML, but I'll send you the link, and you can translate it very easily to React. Yeah, so I'll send you those resources on Slack in a little bit. Let me take note. Cool. Thank you for sharing, Cameron and Sergio. Who wants to go next? Renil?
Thank you for the feedback.
Yep. I think Sergio, I think you need to stop sharing so that Renil can share.
I'm gonna mute.
Thanks. Oh, Sergio, also stop sharing in the option. Yeah, thank you.
All right, so my site is, I deployed it also. It's vanillbrown.com. What I've done so far is made it to scroll also, made it more of fall in line with Dave and Shin's, how like it's minimalistic, but it's still there's still stuff on it. So this is what I created a logo, like VB, my name, and then it's like this is the landing page. First I was gonna have animation here, but I just never got around to doing anything, so I just made it simple. That's gonna be one of my future implementations where I want to like have animation at the landing page. The nav bar, this is a nav bar. I decided I want to have like a side nav bar that was just persistent throughout all the pages, but I wanted to like make it better so this doesn't happen. Like it doesn't hover over a project. And this is what I was talking about with having the scroll position hide the something on the screen. When you scroll down, the button disappears. So like I have that, and I have right here at the scroll to the top. You have it disappears when the previous scroll position is less than the current. So I go all the way to the bottom, hit that, it disappears, and then when I hit the scroll, it scrolls down. And also the nav bar, it scrolls to the specific page. So about scrolls to the about page. I want to have a better about. It's this is just test information. Just have something on the screen and go to projects. This also I need to add more projects to the project page. The only thing I have right now is the CTA, which has Synergy, where I have a flip card also, but it was like a more animation where it has like a more of a 3D effect. Um, I already fixed this link in the localhost, but I haven't deployed it yet, where it's more centered. It leads to my the GitHub for the project. I have to. This is Aleo, this is one of the. This is the project I was saying that was a deployment issue, so I have to figure out like what the issue was for it to deploy. And I have a theme toggle here where it goes from night mode to goes from the basic theme to a dark mode. I kind of prefer the dark mode, but I'll keep the theme toggle just to have like options. And this down here is like my skills of everything that I've learned so far. And here is a contact button that has the mail to. When you click it, it's gonna open the mail form that is gonna auto populates the to as my pursuit email, and what someone could mail contact me through that. And it is mobile responsive now. Like it could be made better. So yeah, that happens. Like I forgot why the cards. It's probably because I have view height that the cards pop up. But this is what it's like in mobile responsive. I have first the nav already turned to a hamburger menu when it means a certain width, and when I click on it, it pulls out another nav bar, and then I can still scroll to that. I gotta get rid of the border here, and again turn. That's not turn the theme toggle. One thing I gotta work on to get rid of is the little white spot down at the bottom of the screen. I gotta figure out why exactly it's doing that. It's might be because I have HTML turned to background color black, but if I choose a body, it's gonna leave the black, and I gotta figure out like what exactly is going on with that. And my base camp is much of the same thing. Fix the white space at the bottom, draft a better bio, and add more projects, and update the README to be better.
Okay. Yes. Oh, I forgot to do this for. Sorry. Cool. This looks like a good start. I was thinking for your main page, like the about part. I'm not sure if how complicated it could be, but it would be cool if it was something like saying like at the top of your graph. I'm not sure if I can annotate. Let me see. At the top of the like your tag VB. Let me see. The options. Yeah, annotate. Here. Like maybe here you say something like I am, and then that when somebody just comes in, I don't know how complicated this could be, but it just says the words I am, and then when somebody just enters your page, the this thing here, this could expand so that it comes like that, and it literally has your full name, O'Neill Brown, and then maybe after a certain delay, it just goes back to VB. But like sort of when you comment and then you said I am, and then VB like that expands with your full name and then goes back to after a certain delay. But to be honest, I don't know how complicated that could be. I think with some CSS we have you have like had me look at. I think it's possible. Definitely will be outside of MVP.
Yeah.
But
It's
that's
currently a
an idea.
picture. It's currently a picture, so I'd have to break them
Ah.
up into the parts.
Yep. You're gonna probably an SVG. Cool. What plan do you have for the nav bar so that like I remember you had shown a previous version that the background of the navigation bar was like solid. You plan like the nav bar to be the background to be transparent as is currently. What other ideas do you have there?
I had the nav bar where it had a key Paul showed me there was like you can have a gradient, so like darker up here, and then it just gets lighter. But this effect was happening, and I didn't think it would be better just have it transparent and have like make it look as an effect as you scroll down. That bar is supposed to be over all the certain parts, so I just took the background and make it transparent.
I see. Because I think it looks a little bit weird here, for instance, where it's on top of that card, on top of the project card. What about, but this is also kind of complicated. I was thinking maybe instead of the text, you have icons actually. But I think we kind of hard, like the skills, maybe like a hammer, projects, I'm not sure, maybe a painter's palette, about maybe just your profile or like a profile user. But then you'll still need for accessibility to show the text somehow. So I'm not sure what that will look like, but it does look a little bit weird here when it's on top of that, on top of the card. Also experiment with a few options on the background, or the navbar as a whole.
Yeah.
Cool. What else? Oh, I see where you took these icons from. I took them from there too. This was from my friends, Luisa, right?
Yeah.
Luisa, Monsieur Jacques. Yeah. I'm gonna share with you later on an icon set where all of these are included, so you can use those. The cool thing about these icons are that are SVGs, which is special kind of image that scales really well because it's a vector image. So it's not like a JPEG or a PNG that when you increase the size, it becomes distorted. And it's great for icons. So I used it for mine, and I got a few other icons that I want to share with you. I'll do that after this. Cool, thank you, O'Neill. Who wants to go next?
I'll jump on that to
Cool.
if no one else is lined up. Oh, maybe my mic's not running. Hello?
We can hear you.
Oh, okay.
This is about to die.
Oh, no. I'll pause for a moment. Just let me know when you're ready.
I'm ready.
Okay. Oh no. Wait, what am I sharing? Sorry, it's my first time sharing something.
The green button in the middle at the bottom.
Yeah, no, it brought me up like I've just got a million billion things open. You'll see in just a moment.
Oh,
I'm just gonna
okay.
click desktop one. Let's see what happens.
Yep.
I'll share that. Open system. Oh wait, what? Huh? No, I just want to.
Oh, I think you have to. Yeah, you have to allow it to record your screen basically. You need to go to
will not be able
settings.
to record the contents of your screen until it is quit later. Hopefully it worked.
What
Let's
if?
try it again.
I think you're
all right.
gonna need to. Oh,
Oh,
wait.
I think I got it. Okay, I think I'll if I want to record my screen, I think next time I'll have to implement more things on my back end. But folks can see stuff, I hope.
Yep.
All right. All right. Before I jump into that, how do I get rid of my controls? I can't see any of my stuff.
Do you have a second screen? No.
All right. So
What?
let's refresh this. Prepared to be not amazed as stuff is very, very limited. What I wanted to do was to implement a video background. For the moment, I'm using the Suit app video for my background, which I put a light sort of dark gradient over, not gradient, just an overlay. So so my text would pop. This is a downloaded Google font, but I am going to I'm actually going to have a logo here, and I'm also going to use a better video. Like I hope to get a time lapse video that gives me that's like justified properly, so I can anchor a logo in a specific spot, so it won't interfere with the video. Although this sort of, as you can see, doesn't really interfere much with that. My next step, this is going to be my about section, this chunk here. Again, I don't have any of the slick functionality of like jumping to pages yet, or even the proper CSS. I'm gonna have to keep brute forcing it, as everything is just top justified. I haven't been able to figure out how to uncouple that from the top. No matter what I do, it doesn't give me that ability. Projects will be here. I haven't really implemented. I mean, I've got components going here, but they're all just stubs. I'm using lorem ipsum to just sort of fill in where text will be. Skills in the same fashion. I figured links were the best way to showcase that. And then I think I may transfer this into a contact page and then a footer for links, where my links are more just icons that throw you to YouTube or whatever. But I was grooving on these colors. No light or dark mode for me, just neon color mode all the time. But that's sort of the site for now. Again, nothing really reactive outside of what React does natively, or not reactive. Phone, it doesn't scale for phones really, but that's on my list. Let's see if I can get back to my Basecamp. As you can see, I've got a lot of stuff to do.
What are your top 3 priorities for next week?
For next week, clearly I got to buy the domain. I want to make my logo. I want to figure out how to adjust the CSS so that my div can put like the content justifies vertically. Once I've got those, like a handle on how to do that, it's pretty much I want to draft the about section and implement that. So I've got something slick written there. Then I want to figure out a bit more on the cards, so that way I can. What I really hope to do is animate my projects so that they slide in from the left and right, and also justify it for height a bit. So like I want these page elements to adjust vertically to allow me to have more, like to put more content within like the projects should be able to scale up and down as I add more projects to it. For the moment, I figure I'm going to use 3 projects, which are going to be, because I've got it already deployed, I are you down with ELT? The
Hand-me-down?
hand-me-down and SUDAP, and possibly holding as well, because again, all of those were really well received, and showcased my work in a group. So that's my plan for now. And obviously, I hope to deploy before the end of the next week.
Cool. That sounds good. Anyone wants to share how to center vertically and horizontally CSS?
I was thinking, you said you have a problem with your content being top justified.
Here, let me bounce back. For now, when I would create a new, all of my elements are 100%, like the background image is set to 100% VH, so that way or 100 VH, so that way it's. I figured it would be the size of the window. And I think that's something I need to research and change, so that way I could have, I want it to be at least this much, so that way there's like, I don't want it to be like, for example, my about section for the moment is slimmer than that, and I figured it would be too little to cram within that space, while projects is going to be long. I didn't know if it was too little, but maybe it should be. Maybe I shouldn't be fighting against that issue. But yeah, for now, like if I add padding, or if I add margin to the top of any of these components, not the components, the divs, I've got all of this text in. It just adds white. It just pushes things down. Like, it doesn't actually push this blue into the middle of this red.
Have you for that you would change the padding, not the margin, because the margin is affecting what's outside the border.
Mm-hmm.
I was gonna say that, yeah, especially when you have a problem stretching the vertical, you almost always have to define your height, and you might have to define your height from the very bottom level, which is HTML, then body, and then .app, and then root. But that's what I usually do. I usually make them all 100% width and height from the get-go. So then I'm able to stretch it out to whatever I want. But I'm curious why the 100 VH isn't working for you. I would think that works.
Yeah.
But to answer it, to vertically center, there are a few ways. One way I like to do is to display flex, and then flex direction row, justify content center.
Display flex all the way up at the body, or display flex per each component?
Whatever component you want to center vertically.
Yeah, like you probably have this blue box inside of another box, inside of another div. You could have the container be display flexed. Then the smaller component will need to have a defined width and height. And then you could do justify center, align center, justify content, align items, both set to center in the container in the outer div, and that should center it perfectly in the middle. And you can reach out if you run into any problems there.
Okay.
Cool. Can we get some snaps? Ridiculous.
Oh, hold on. I gotta figure out how to. Oh, I guess I stop it here.
Yep.
Pause? No. Well, I'll pause it. Maybe that's nope. Stop. There it is.
Yep. Thank you.
No worries.
Cool. Who wants to go next?
I'll go next.
Cool. Yep. Go for it. People.
Yeah. So let me. Okay. Basically, this is my site. I want to go with like a like a Street Fighter theme, so I based it off of like the UI of like Street Fighter 4. So basically, it kind of functions like a menu, where it has like a blinking I forgot what it's called. There's like a blinking background on each of the selections, and then just has like the description at the bottom. And then for my projects page, I made it as like the cactus select screen. So like when you hover over the options, the character kind of fades in. And then for each of them, I had like a little like preview like video in like the lower right corner. And when you click on it, it gets like bigger. I used React pop-up so that I could get this separate kind of viewing window, and I just have like the links to the repo and the live. So for hand me down, this goes to the live site that we deployed, and then wait, let's get back to the yeah. Then it's like the same for like I think this is like the CTA website that we built. Yeah, so I just have like the repo. Like this one isn't live. I don't have this one live, but I just have the link to the repo. Then oh, I can show you the skills page. It's like unfinished, but it's kind of like the main menu, where it just has like descriptions of each of the languages that I know. And yeah, that's pretty much it for now. And like I've implemented some transitions so that you see it like fades from like black, just to kind of like mimic the screen from like the game. Yeah, and that's pretty much it.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. Yeah, everything is like a little unfinished.
I was thinking about, I think I really like the theme. I think making it personal is always, it literally has that word in its name, it's your personal website. I think for the projects page, I was thinking about, could you go back to the project page?
Yeah.
And then hover over one project. I like the idea of the movie instead of GIF or video, but I think it should be more like bigger, I guess.
Yeah, like a picture, right?
Or it can still be the video that you have, but I think it has to be sort of in the main area. So I was thinking, what if like you have your characters on the left, right? Let me see if I can annotate here. I forgot how to do this. Yeah, I guess never mind because I forgot how to how to annotate. But your character on the left, and then maybe the project video small version is like all the way in the middle, and maybe the title is at the bottom with the icons for the other projects all the way at the bottom, where the image of the video can take a greater chunk.
Oh, so like.
I was trying to annotate.
So like move it like up here.
Oh,
like
here it is. Yeah, let me annotate here. Like maybe it could be this. Could be something like maybe this area. Oops. I'm not sure if I can undo. Yeah. Maybe like this area is your project. That screen, and then the watch list title is like all the way at the bottom, and then the icons also at the bottom.
Okay.
So because yes, the animation is cool, the characters are cool, but also the main point is your project itself.
Yeah.
Yeah. So keep that in mind. I was thinking maybe for your skills project, a similar effect, but I think maybe it's too much. I don't know. I was thinking like you could just get the SVGs and literally have the same effect as your characters, like the logos come in that same. But I think maybe it will be a little bit too much there. I'll leave that to your personal judgment.
Okay.
Cool. Do you want to share what the next couple of weeks are going to look like for this project on Basecamp?
Let me see. Right. Okay, so yeah, I want to add like an email form to the contact page, and like some like I want to have like a contact page to have like all like my social media stuff if people want to like connect with me on there, and then for like the about page, I kind of wanted to do it like a stage select screen, so that kind of like I'll have like a map, and then when I hover over like different like I'll have like a row of like pictures or whatever, and then when like when you hover over a picture, it like uses like a pop-up, and it has like a short like description or something that just pertains to me.
Got it.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, and like
Cool.
add the GitHub and LinkedIn on the front page.
Yeah. Cool. Oh, I was gonna tell to Douglas that Hugo can be that contact because he's doing that animation from the side. So you two may want to have a chat about that.
Yeah.
Oh, I wanted to ask you, Hugo, how do you do the shade, like the effect on
Like
the page?
fade in from black.
Yeah.
Can I open up my code? Yeah, are you seeing like my code here?
No.
Oh wait, I think
Well, maybe you could share the snippet on the chat.
oh yeah. Let me see.
Or maybe like it could also be a link to your, I don't know if you guys know, but like if you go on GitHub and you hover over one of the lines, the line numbers in GitHub, you can actually copy a link directly to that line of code so that people can go directly and check out your code, like exactly at the line that you want them to look at. So then maybe you can share that.
Yeah. Because I forgot how I did it exactly, but it's something to do with fading it in from like hold on. I think just from zero opacity to like full opacity. That's pretty much it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Thank you for sharing, Hugo.
No problem.
Cool. Who wants to go next? Joanne? I think we can't hear you. Just this.
Yeah, what's up?
No, I mean Joanne. Sorry.
Oh.
Yeah.
Cool.
Can you guys see it?
Wow.
Yep.
Okay.
Nice.
So this is my homepage. I really like geography and like basically anything that has to do with the world. So I made it my background. And in my homepage, I have different ways to say welcome in different languages. So if I hover over it, it becomes white. About me is kind of short, and I was thinking of adding to it because I don't think it's enough. For my skills, this is another thing I was thinking of working on next week, on making it more presentable, because I mean, I had this discussion with Alejo about the sizing of it. It looks a little off. And I have projects over here. So I have my projects and descriptions and live over here. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. This is another issue I feel like I need to fix because every time I try to go back, I have this problem.
I think, wait, did I send you yesterday a resource about that?
You did send me something, but it looks like it's just a picture.
Okay, let me try to send it in a few minutes again. Cool. Oh, you have it deployed already.
Yeah.
Right.
So
Cool.
I think that's pretty much all I have right now.
Okay. Yeah, I already shared some feedback with you. Do you want to tell us about your base camp?
Yeah. So I was thinking of basically working on my skills and realigning them to make them more presentable and adding to my about page and changing the font. Because we talked about that yesterday about how the fonts are a little off and removing the homepage link to make it my name instead of just a homepage. Making the page more responsive because that's another problem I was having. With every other page seems to be more or less responsive, except for the projects page, especially. And adding contacts.
Cool. Sounds good. This is for this week. How about next week?
So I'm trying to see what I could finish this week, and then possibly if I can finish some of them this week, add it to next week.
Got it. Cool.
And then we'll see from there.
Okay. Cool. Thank you, Joanne. Cool. Who wants to go next?
Let me remove it.
I can go next.
Owen, go ahead.
Okay. Let me just okay. I don't have my website deployed yet, so that's gonna be the first thing I do. But let me just show you All right. Okay, it's working. So this is the home page. It's pretty basic. You just kind of come in here. It's my name, picture of me, kind of job title. I have these different links. You click them and they open new tabs. So like my GitHub, LinkedIn, Facebook. I'm not sure if I want to do Twitter yet. Maybe I'll make a different Twitter and like that one. And I have like a quote. I don't know why I did that. I just thought it'd be cool. Click the quote, it changes.
That's cool. I'm into quotes. So
yeah. I might get rid of the name, make it seem like I said it. No, I'm kidding.
making it like.
And then there's an about page. I'm thinking about changing. I mean, well, actually, no. I think I'll just. I think it would be cooler if I had it all in one page. If you scroll down, kind of like how Cam did. I thought that was pretty dope. Just have a little about me, just like a little blurb about me. I got a projects page with all the projects I wanted to show. I need to. None of them are deployed right now, so I have to like. So the live link doesn't work, and the other one's like linked to the GitHub. And then I have.
Okay.
I wanted to add like a hover effect to that, so like when you scroll over it, maybe like it goes around it and selects it, and then as you go to each one, it like scrolls over. I saw a thing where like the person had like on one of their websites they had an animation and it had like a line going like under here,
And then when they moved over to the next thing, it went to the next like project, and then just kept like following where the person's mouse was going.
Mhm.
I try to figure out that. There's like a library for like dynamic like movements. I think it's like dynamic JS. I'm gonna look at later today. And then skills page. I probably can move the project and skills page together and have it pop up under like each of my projects, which things I used, like technologies I used. And what else? It's pretty I'm gonna make it a little more flashy. It looks kind of boring right now, but
Mhm. Okay. I think I like the simplicity. There is. I think it's a really good story. How do you make these buttons GitHub Live and GitHub on Live buttons? Are those actual buttons or
Oh,
they're
no.
links?
Those are just regular buttons, and they're just like regular. Like I use the button CSS, and then I added like the GitHub thing, and basically I have it in like I map all the functions for the for each time I make like a one of these project cards, and then I have the key set to like the, what do you call it, the link, and I just put that in the like on click, like
I
the one
see.
with RF, and it goes to that.
And I see. Okay, that's interesting. Cool. Sounds good. I guess like once you deploy them, like you're gonna put like screenshots here, I guess.
Yeah, I think I will have it so that when you hover over I might maybe I should just have it so it's on my projects page, so you don't have to go to like a separate thing.
Got it.
Maybe I'll just have a thing where you hover over the button, or this isn't a button, it's just like a box. And you hover over it, and then the live thing pops up under here. I wanted to like just add different like CSS animations to this also.
For the animations, there's something called React Spring that you may want to look into. It's like a React animation library. React Spring. Also, I wanted to. I think I saw this, but I think I like the fact that you have like these 2 paragraphs for each project. I think this is great, and I think this is what I was telling sort of Sergey about, like having these 2 paragraphs where. But I do think like on yours, Owen, I think the first paragraph should be the most important one, describing like what the project is about, and then the first paragraph that says how it was built, like or what technologies were used, can be the second paragraph.
Okay.
And Sergio, and I think this goes for everyone. Like, if you want to make it responsive and you feel like the text is too long, it's too much, it's like overflowing, what you could do is then hide the second paragraph, basically, on a smaller screen, and so on. But I really like these descriptions are on point. So,
The only problem is that on mobile it doesn't like really. It just becomes one long text box. So I gotta fix that. Make it better on mobile.
got it. Do you want to share your base camp?
Yeah. Where's that? Here. So for week 1, I'm just gonna finish just making the website look better, make it more responsive, add some like CSS animations, and I'm gonna deploy all the projects that I have in my project page. For the Twitter clone, I have to like fork that and make a different one because that's like a project we did early. Like I just wanted to have like a just a strictly HTML and CSS project on there, along with like the other ones, the full stack ones.
Yeah, I think that's a good
Add
plan.
a background image probably. Instead of just having like a plain gray, I'm gonna look at like some stuff where it's like just like a big like picture with like a bunch of like little like drawings or animations, make it look like cooler. I saw it. I think I have a tab open maybe. Where is it? How do I move this? Oh, here we go. Like something like this. But like, I don't know. I'm gonna keep looking at that.
Cool.
Where are the to-dos? And then for week 2, I was thinking about doing a personal project. I wanted to do like a COVID-19 like tracker, but I think that's a little out of my depth right now. So I'm gonna change the project idea.
Okay.
I'm not sure what I want to do yet.
Do you guys see? I think somebody like created a project related to COVID-19 that you put in how many toilet paper you have, and it tells you how long it's gonna last. I think somebody shared that on the Pursuit Random channel, and it's like it's a website project. Somebody came up with that idea, and it's somewhat relevant to this time. So, cool. Thank you, Owen. Cool. Who's next? I guess I'm gonna have to pick. Let's go with Peter.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay, cool. So mine, share the screen. Can you see? Can you see?
Oh, wait, give me 1 sec.
But then again, this was, I mean, Vladimir has his faults.
Wait, somebody needs to mute their mic. I'm not sure who.
Hold on.
Cool. Thank you, O'Neill.
Is it sharing?
Go ahead, Peter. Yes, it's sharing.
Okay, so mine is still pretty basic. I'm trying to update the CSS, but like Sergio had given me the idea to kind of inspire my thing after a drum machine. So this is what it would look like. This is what the actual drum machine looks like. So I'm trying to make my site look like it, and then it changes based on where you want to go. This little blue thing, I'm going to have it come up like a digital clock is my goal, like that type of font, but I haven't found it yet. And then it just tells you where it will take you based on these different things. I want to just make this overall page like look better. I'm going to add a bio down here instead of I'm going to get rid of this about page and replace it with a bio over here. And then like you click here, the button, and takes you to LinkedIn. And then this does the same for GitHub. My projects page is not done yet. And then I just want to work on the overall CSS. This is the skills page. It takes you there when you click on the button. I have a music page. It takes you to some music that like I've worked on. And that's pretty much all I have for right now. It's not live yet, but I got to work on like the overall look of it.
So just to see if I understood correctly, you want to make this look like that.
I want to make it look similar to it. I know it's not going to look,
similar to this.
Yeah,
I see. But then I guess like, yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
No, go.
So when I click on one of these buttons, then it takes me to that page.
On my page, yeah. So like this takes you to my GitHub. This takes you, and it tells you like right here on the what will be the screen.
I see.
Where you're gonna go, and then like these bottom 4 components, and then these are external links, like to go right to my GitHub or my LinkedIn.
I see. Cool. Sounds good. I think it's gonna be CSS intensive, like especially how to give it that feel of that machine.
Yeah, I've had that problem. I think I'm gonna have to do a lot of like shadowing, so it seems like they're raised a little bit and it's 3-dimensional. It's definitely gonna be like a challenge that I'm working through. But I think it could look really cool if it comes out the right way.
Yeah, I'm gonna share with you also that I don't know. Well, are you gonna make anything play sound?
That would be like the last future. I don't know if it would even work the right way, because the links, when you hit the like pad, what would be the pad, it's going to take you to another component or an external page. So I'm not even sure if the sound would really like translate the same way it translates on Sergio's, because his is like actually functional, as opposed to where mine is just kind of like this. Like I did this in lieu of a nav bar.
Got it.
Like that was my idea. This was going to be a nav bar.
Cool. Okay. What about, do you want to show us your Basecamp?
Yeah, my Basecamp's just pretty. I want to add my bio. My components need like actual work, so they have the stuff that belongs on them, but they don't look good.
Okay.
Want to improve the CSS, and then when all of that is done, this improve the CSS is going to take me, I think, the longest, because I'm going to have to find newer things that we've never really worked on before to kind of make it look like what I envision it looking like in my head, and then I deploy the site.
Okay.
That's pretty much my goal for this week.
Yeah, so I think these are quite general tasks, so I'll encourage you to break them down a little bit more on like what component do you want to work.
Okay.
So for improving the CSS, I don't know if you're good at drawing, but try to, even if you're not, try to draw it first. Once
Like a
you draw it,
wireframe?
yeah, basically.
Okay. Yeah, I could do that.
Once you draw it, like even I think your stuff is gonna have somewhat of a background as well, so try to draw it like the way you want it, and then that can give you a start on how to approach that with CSS. I was recently looking on like one of my buttons. I wanted to make an animation to sort of go when the button is pressed to go to appear pushed. So you can look into some of those. I think there's an animation that will fit really well for you.
Okay, cool.
So if you Google like push button effect CSS, you're gonna get the results.
Okay.
Cool. But yeah, break this down a little bit more and also spread them out into the 2 weeks. Prioritize. And I'm not sure if you have the 2 weeks yet, but if you don't, make another week as well as the backlog, and start leaving also stuff in the backlog, or maybe future ideas that you have.
Okay.
Cool.
Yeah.
Great. Cool. Thank you for sharing.
Thank you.
Work in progress. Anyone wants to voluntarily go? We had, let's go with, who are we missing? We're missing Brianna, Jonathan, Khadija, Giselle, Amin. Let's go with Brianna.
Okay. Let's see.
I'm gonna open my window because it's kind of stuffy here.
Can you guys see this?
Yep.
Yes? Okay. So this is the landing page. Well, my site is called Recoded. So right now this is the landing page, and I'm just having trouble getting this border to be the entire width of the page. So that's one thing that I have to worry about, but just a little high. This is a sample, like about where I think my about would be. And then on my about, I would also have my skill. So I would combine those two. Then if we come over to projects, if it will load, I have some projects here. Right now, I just have to flush them out. So I do have the Pokemon I have holding. I have to get the screenshots of the YouTube app as well as the Hackathon app. I still have to link the buttons to them being live or to GitHub. I do not want to have holding live, so I just disabled that button, but I wanted everything to be uniform. So it does have a live button, it's just disabled right now. Then have a contacts page. So here these icons would be larger. I would have a contact form on this page as well. And then I have a days of code tab. So here is where you are linked to my days of, however many days of code thread on Twitter, because this is the only thing I want people to see from my Twitter. And they can scroll down all the way up until, just to see my journey from day 66 when I started, because I didn't start at day 1, all the way up. So they have access to this. Then I also have, I'm gonna go back to home. So this is a little nav bar.
I just want to say that this is really
This
cool.
changes the theme. Thank you. This changes the theme. And for here, instead of having the nav bar up here, I would make a little hamburger menu in the top left corner, which would now be my nav bar. My logo that I'm still working on would be here. And a little introduction, I'll probably put a picture here. For this theme, I would have an actual about page. But if I go back to the regular theme, like this one with the cheetah print border, I want to get rid of this about page because the about page would be the same as my landing. So just a little theme difference between this and a little bit more design. So that's basically what I'm working on. And then for this theme, I have to add the colors throughout the rest of the pages because they are not here. It is mobile ready. So if you do go to brecoded.com on your phone, you'll see that everything lines up and you're able to, hold on, I gotta get out of full screen. You're able to, I don't know what I did. Let's see, where is my, okay. Nope, that's not the one. Okay, let me get out of full screen here. And then, so right now the projects, they change colors just as a visual for me to see that it was responsive, but this is what it could look like. Well, this is what it does look like on the iPhone, like this. And then even when I switch the bar, it goes like this, and it switches. So a little bit, just carrying on the new theme, the blue and yellow, to the rest of the pages, and on the regular, expanding this border down. So I'm not sure why it's not going the full length of the page.
Sorry,
Then
as
for the
as Joe said earlier, you start by HTML to set it to 100% height. You do HTML, then body, then
the V8.
Yeah. Yeah, you expand it from HTML.
I think that's what I have, but okay, I'll double check.
Yeah, you probably forgot the root.
Possibly. And then for Basecamp, I want to make sure that all of my images for the projects I need help deploying my Pokemon app, which is not working for some strange reason. I want to draft a bio, finish the hamburger menu. So the hamburger menu will come out from the left side, and then when you click on something, it'll go back. So on the blue and yellow page, there's an issue with responsiveness when my width is less than 500 width and a height that's less than 600 width. So that's something that I need to fix. I want to tighten up my logo and put that on the page, and then my README. So those are some of the things that I'll be working on for the next 2 weeks.
Cool, sounds good. Yeah, the Days of Code is a really cool feature. I'm really glad you're doing that. I think that gives it a very special personal touch. So congrats on that.
Thanks. Oh, one thing I do, because this loads low, so I need to have a like loading image so that it's just not a blank page, because that's what it tends to take a while to bring up the list or the content.
Yep. So maybe a loading animation there will be helpful.
Yeah.
I wanted to say, just a reminder to everyone who deployed, if you deployed, send a link on the Canvas assignment. you in the last email that I sent, you'll be able to find the Canvas assignment there. So make sure to submit these links if you have deployed your app. Also for the Brianna, you mentioned in your projects page that holding, I think, is like you don't want to deploy it. I was gonna say that like for group projects like that, it's good to communicate with the team, see if the team as a whole agrees to deploy it and everyone wants to share like the same deployed version. If that's not the case, what you can do is fork from the project and deploy your own version. Or if you deploy it and you want the rest of the team to use.
Well, we're in the process of reactifying it now, so that is the one that I would deploy. But for right now, it's not reactified, so
gotcha.
It's just
Got it. Yeah, but just in general, like in team
so I would update it after.
Got it. Yeah, just in team projects in general, like talk to the team, see if you guys deploy together and you just share the same link across all of you. But you could also, that's another option, like if maybe there's no traction, you can always fork and deploy your own version. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, I think Joy shared some of CSS on this chat to make it to make your pages always 100% of the view height. Let me know if you if that's still a problem later on. We could take a look. But also something that I did on my website, I guess you're gonna get to see in an update, is I set the min height of all my components, like my project component, my skill component, to be the min height. I want it to be at least as tall as the entire window, or as tall as the entire view height. So I did min height 100 VH, and that automatically gives me all that space. Now you have a border, so you have to take into account that border, because if you do 100 VH right now, then the lower border is going to be cut off, or you're going to have to scroll to see it. So what you can do for those cases is you can use the calc function in CSS, where this is something I can get to show you later on. I did calculate, which is calc 100 VH minus the top and margin, the top and bottom borders, basically, which I think mine is like, I don't know, 100, not 100, like 5 EM. Which it could also be pixels. I could get to show that in a bit, but cool. Thank you for sharing, Brianna.
Okay.
Keep working on it.
Thank you. All right.
Let's go with Jonathan.
Hey, let me just share my screen. Everybody see?
Yep.
I wanted to do my website based off a Mega Man theme. So for some of us who are older and played Mega Man 2, I did it off the intro screen, where when the building hits the bottom, you finally get to see the menu, which shows up. I put the About Me page. This is just a little about me. I still have to do a lot of censoring and editing and stuff like that. Here's my skills page. All this I had to find and kind of like do it myself when, censoring all the text and everything. Got to work on my projects page because it's empty right now and I need to map everything. So still got a lot to do. It's not deployed yet. As far as my to-dos, this is what's kind of like set out for me at the moment. So I kind of get to it as soon as I can, or as soon as we leave class. And that's about it.
Cool. The select screen is like where you go to other pages, right?
Yeah.
Got it. Cool. Yeah, you may want to do a little bit of drafting before, like for instance, like your to-do finish about me page. Maybe some brainstorming first and drafting might be helpful, or needed for actually being able to finish that. I'll say, yeah, break this down a little bit more about like, yeah, maybe what is the background color that you want, or if that's decided. Maybe a wireframe for that homepage about me page. If you want a different layout, title, etc. But try to break this a little bit more, at least for the finish about page and the finish project select screen. For the image editing, you're talking about the links, not the links, the skills, right?
Just the scale of all the images, because they're pretty small and I need to upscale them.
Yeah, I'm going to share an icon set that I found, and I added a few more icons that I edited. I found all the icons in different places and I modified them a little bit so that they're all the same size and like the scale good. So you're gonna be able to use those. But also for just a general recommendation for like your other stuff like Unity, C++, C#, try to find if there are SVG icons, because those an SVG image scales really nice because it's actually a document. I'm gonna get to show you. There's actually code that makes those images. So try to see if you can get those for the. Oh, I think a major shares a resource that might have all those icons. So you may want to check that out. Yeah, but SVGs are great for this kind of stuff because you can make them all look the same. You can scale them without distorting them. You could even color them any color you want with CSS, which is cool.
Cool.
So you may want to look into that.
Thanks, Leo.
Sure. Cool. Thank you for sharing, Jonathan. Let's see. Neil, Owen, Sergio, Cameron, Khadija.
Hi. Okay. Hey, Sharon. All right. So this is my homepage. I use the typical library with React to do this typewriter animation. I do want to change it though. So like every time it says a sentence, it'll just save to the screen so that when it's done, you'll just see like the 3 sentences.
This is cool.
This is my about page, and I didn't write anything here, so I'm gonna fix that. But if it's in cell phone view, it'll go on top of each other. I have to find a way to switch the more about me to go on top of the writing, so it's like not confusing further. I don't have anything on my projects page because I am still updating my projects, and then I want to do like the project card, so the snapshot on top, and then the about the image and the GitHub link on the bottom. And then I have the resumes, so it opens up to a second screen. I mean a new tab. Yeah, that's it right now.
Cool.
And then I have the GitHub and the LinkedIn, but I have to make them open up into a new tab because it will just refresh the same page that it's in. So I have to change that too.
Got it. Cool. You just made me remember about the resume. I think it's up to you. Like you want it to be like opening a new tab. I've seen some of you that also embed it into your page so that the user doesn't have to like leave your site basically.
Yeah.
So you may, for those interested, you could just Google like embed PDF in HTML, and then you're gonna see some snippets of code in which you can embed PDF in your site, and then you will export your resume as PDF and have it that way. But that's a personal decision. I really like your logo. Could you tell us more about it?
I made it in Canva, yeah. So they have like different templates, and then you could just like use the template that they have and change the words inside.
Okay.
But I want to change that too. I don't know. I don't like it for some reason.
Okay. Now that you said template, now I'm thinking, oh, this is like the MasterCard, and then you use the MasterCard logo. What is the C in the middle?
My middle name, Christina.
Oh, cool. I think it gives it a nice touch. Do you want to talk? Tell us about your Basecamp.
So I basically have what I just told you. Like I want to fix the homepage with the forward. I have to finish updating my projects and make the flip card. But then I was thinking about the flip card on a cell phone view, so I might as well just do like kind of like an ID card kind of thing, where it's just like on top of each other and it's not flipping. I do want to deploy my projects and also create a contact page with the form. Email me at.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Oh, for the skills, I just glanced at the resource that Amin shared, and it looks really cool for icons. So I think everyone should check that out. It seems like they have all the icons you may need, and they're all like customizable. A little bit in the terms of the colors. They have a few different SVG versions. So this is great. Thanks, Amin, for sharing this. If I had known, I would have not spent like hours yesterday. But thank you. I'll make sure to share it in the channel later on as well, and just in case anyone can't find it here. Cool. Thank you, Khadija. Giselle.
Sorry, I lost a tab on this and I could not find where the video was.
No worries.
Just a sec and share. Is it desktop? Do you click on that or the Chrome?
Desktop.
Okay, so guys, this is my page. Can everyone see it? Yes.
Yeah.
Basically, I was following David Shin's kind of also format because I had no creativity with it. It has a general functionality. It's my logo. It takes you to the landing page, the LinkedIn link, which goes to my LinkedIn. I actually like it redirecting from the same page. I think that's what I've seen overall on other pages. So I guess it's like the norm. The email link, it opens up your email and it pre-writes a message, etc., etc. That's not, there we go. Let's get in contact. Hello.
I don't think we can see that.
Oh, sorry. Well, it opens up your email app. It has the subject and name line and everything pre-filled for you. So you can just like go ahead and type out your email. The GitHub link reroutes to my GitHub. And I have 2 links. Oops, hold on. I have 2 links for my resume. So you click on this or resume here and it opens up a new tab with my actual resume. I did that by importing, like saving the PDF in my actual repo and then importing it as a variable and just setting that as a link in an A tag. So
that's cool.
Yeah, and then just set the target as blank for a new tab, or you can do self if you want the same page. When you go to the about, I need to like obviously add more to that. Alejo, you helped me on this animation this is just like a little icon and it has 2 different animations on it. One to move it from one side of the screen to the next and another one to rotate it so it looks like it's actually rolling around. I'd like to add more icons moving across the page, like this one goes, disappears, another one comes back and disappears, etc., etc. That correlate with like my, I don't know, whatever activities I do. My projects page, I still have to work on deploying them. I'm gonna create cards. And I remember someone mentioned something about the hover over being a little bit difficult to do on the mobile function, and I did want to hover over abilities. Maybe I'll modify that so whenever I do it, it's more like, I don't know, you have to click on it and it expands kind of, instead of having a hover over, so it's easier for people to use on a mobile aspect. The skills, again, they're just icons. These are React cards, so they're just put in through little function, spits out cards. They're all in Flex, and I have this one I just updated. I'm gonna make this into a theme switch, so a switch box kind of thing, and when you click on it, it transitions the logo into like a nighttime mode, and I want like all the other colors to reflect that, which I still have to work on. But this part was actually a little bit more difficult. These are two different images that switch places. Hugh Paul helped me out with this in terms of making the first image transparent and changing the color, and then I just added on my name and created a new image with that, so they can switch back and forth. That's basically it. Yeah, that's it, guys. Ta-da.
Yeah, this is cool. That's a really cool touch on the change of theme, changing the image. Shout out to all that help, Paul, and I forgot who else you mentioned.
You guys.
Yeah. Cool. Oh, I was thinking that for the soccer ball, maybe I was thinking of another animation that maybe like fades it off. Just because like it looks kind of weird how it suddenly disappears. Maybe if it fades off, it will be a little bit more.
Yeah, I could probably give it an opacity once it hits the margin.
Yeah.
Okay.
But this is cool. Really nice, slick, simple design. Now you're all making me. I need to have a change thing now. But I think I'm glad I'm drawing inspiration as well from all of you, and you're gonna see some of that on my website. So yeah, that's cool.
All right, well, thanks.
Oh, I think Douglas shared maybe adding a net so that it scores a goal.
Oh, that'd be cool.
At the end.
I'll try to give it a shot.
Yeah. Cool. Thank you for sharing. Oh, you didn't talk about your base camp. What do you want to do next?
Yes, this is. So for my base camp, I have, as you can see here, the first week. So it's just basically the actual page itself. So the toggle bar, which will have little icons like a little sun and moon. Simple. Again, I want to keep the page as simple as possible. Maybe make everything kind of fill up the screen more because it looks a little too plain with everything in the middle. But, the CSS, so I actually had used a type of NPM module for this, and there's a global style CSS, and then there's two, like the theme CSS. So there's light theme and dark theme, and these are imported as modules too, and it's kind of like a Boolean. So depending on what the state is, it changes the CSS file, and then the global styles itself modifies the entire app. So that's why I have here like theme CSS, so it's specific in the global styles to adjust everything to be, the same. And then in each given one, it adjusts the colors, for instance, the links, and then the fonts to be bigger. Deploy the project. So my personal and group projects have to be deployed so I can screenshot them, etc. Add the live links because I have the GitHub links already. And then just kind of add the description and obviously create the cards and design for the website, including that idea I mentioned earlier. The skills page kind of breaks whenever it's on an iPhone 8 or smaller. And I know that I have an iPhone 8, so I saw it and I was like, it's weird. So I just need to fix media query for that perhaps. But it works like an iPhone X and Galaxy S, whatever has a big screen, which is all Galaxies. And yeah, and then the second week is basically just tuning up my actual pages themselves and just fixing them up so they look nice. That's it.
Cool. Sounds like a plan. Thank you for sharing all of that. I wanted to say that for the icons, yeah, if you use SVG icons for whenever you change the theme, it's going to be easier to change their color as well. Cool. Wait, who was the other person that was also following a similar design to David's?
I think Michael. but I don't think he's here.
Okay. Yeah. I think it was Michael. Cool. Last but not least, Mean.
I haven't
Okay.
done it either.
Oh, sorry. Joy.
I'm wondering if I should let it go, but
Let's go with Mean and then Joy.
Okay.
We have about 15 minutes, so you guys can take 7.
each time is wrong.
Are you seeing my screen now?
Yep.
Okay, let me find it. Yes.
I thought that was your site.
Yeah. Okay, so this is my site that has a logo on the top, which is a link to bring you back home. And I have this navbar with home, skills, projects, resume. If I hit my resume, it will open a link to another to the PDF version of my resume.
Mm-hmm.
Resume. Let's go back. My internet is slow. Damn it. Do you still see my screen?
Yeah.
Yeah, I believe my internet is weak now. Or maybe I opened the local one just to save some time. NPM.
Tabs, yeah. People have tabs. I feel like I try to keep my tabs at a minimum, but I feel like now that I'm like remote, I have even more tabs.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, this one is back. Let's work with this one for now. So this is the introduction. I have also the logo here, and I have just this thing. When you hover on it, it gives you like a small bio.
Cool.
If you go back, I used also this cursor on David's version, I believe. Yeah, it was David.
Cool. Wait,
yes.
how do you hover over? What do you hover to show it?
Want to know about me?
Got it.
Want to know more about me?
Got it. Cool.
Yeah. So the next section is the skills, and I used just like links. I used icons from the links I shared.
Mm-hmm.
Then projects. This is my projects, and I have like small description and a link for GitHub and the live link as well.
Yep. Cool.
For all the apps. Yeah. And then the contact me form, which you have like 2 options. Even you click on the email and it will open your default email service, or you can use the form. And I use the backend for this one using, I think it was
Node Mailer?
Not Mailer, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And this will like send an email straight to my email. What else? Yeah, contacts. At the bottom, I have also a link to my GitHub, LinkedIn, contact me, which will bring you here. And here, this is an option to download my resume. So from here, you see it, and from here, you download it. Yeah, those are the basic things, and it's responsive as well. I use Bootstrap to make it easier.
Okay.
Yeah. So this is how it looks like. I tried to make like each section the height of the screen.
Mm-hmm.
So if you go to the next one and so on.
Cool. Nice.
Yeah, thank you. What else? Yeah, I believe this is, oh, yeah, like I tried to make this like one time, my projects, like the first project, the picture on the right, and then the second one, the picture on the left, try to switch between them. But when the screen is narrow, it just display like one, it has just one display. Let's say. Like if I kept it this way, I will have the picture on the top and then the text on the bottom, but the next one I will have the text on the top and the picture on the bottom. So that's why I made like some condition on the width and decide what to display. Yeah, I believe that's all. For now, I'm just, I don't have, what is it? I don't have anything here. I just created today.
Okay.
I don't have anything here, but I was working on trying to deploy, where is it again?
Cool. So yeah, make sure to add that, invite us to it, and break it down into 2 weeks about what you want to do next. Also to all of you that are maybe closer to the finish line with your website, you could also just keep working on your other projects that you have.
Yeah, for now I'm working on deploying this one. I mean, it's deployed. The hackathon project, it's deployed, but I was working on storing pictures on the cloud rather than local storage because it doesn't work if you deploy it. And yeah, I was working today on a bug trying to delete after I was able to save the picture on the cloud. Now I'm trying to delete if you delete, to don't leave it there and take space on the cloud for nothing.
Sounds good. I'm really glad that you set out like in a color, like, like I know that this is your color. I don't know what the name of the color is, but I know that that is your color and that is consistent throughout. I think that is a really good
Thank you.
Also, like the box shadow that you have on the cars, I think it could be a little bit less. I think is like too wide, but that could still that's still a good feeling. If you go back to the contact form,
yes.
I think I was thinking maybe have the subject line and another box underneath the name and the email, and have that subject line be like a little bit wider, because the subject line oftentimes is longer, and then if the user types in the subject input, that there's text that's going to go off screen. So I think it's better if the subject is like another similar to the message box, but as of course not as tall, but on a separate line. But yeah, I had given you already feedback, and I think you address all the major points. So this looks great.
Thank you.
Cool. Get some snaps from me.
Thank you.
Now, truly, last but not least, Joy.
I didn't want to go last because now my feet are so cold.
Do you have socks on?
No.
Oh, me neither. And I'm getting cold.
All right, how do I share screen?
Oh, I thought Dessa was with us this time, but she just took a photo of where she is.
Can you see that?
Yep.
All right. So yeah, I've felt a little ambitious and might have a lot of things on my head in terms of what I want to do with this site. But I was focusing on mainly user experience, and well, I wrote this stuff up like in one go, so I definitely have to edit it. And in the last 2 days, I've been working on restyling it actually from the ground up, because I got into SCSS, which is CSS, but you can do variables and save a lot of things. And I'm really liking that because it allows me to organize everything a lot better in the CSS. Before I just like add it to the bottom of the list or just try to put it somewhere where it belongs. But with SCSS, I'm able to like nest things, and it's really helped me a lot just organize my styling. So this is the landing page. There we go. You hover over the links for the icons for GitHub or LinkedIn. I haven't made the contact form yet. That's on my near to do. My projects page, I only have like, well, yeah, okay. So one thing when I said I'm being ambitious is that I want to really hash out like what the projects are. So this is my project page. And for each project, I do all the technologies. I even look up like what versions they are on the package JSON or package JSON. Yeah. Small description for the group projects, the project role, difficulties tackled, accomplishments, notable features. So, and eventually I want to do like a image carousel here for not just the screenshot, but you know, a few other shots of the different projects.
Can I just say here that I think this is a really good structure for a more detailed view of your projects, having especially the difficulties tackle and notable features. I think I'm liking that idea quite a lot because you know it tells somebody that's looking at your website not only what the app is about, but what were some of the challenges and how you overcame those, as well as the notable features. So I encourage everyone to think about maybe not exactly like this, but what that would look like for your project.
Yeah, I got the idea from a YouTube video that I just had playing in the background, and then yeah, I just was getting ideas. But yeah, so I need to deploy more of my projects definitely and polish them up. But so that's my projects page. Skills blog. Eventually, I want to have a blog. I'm looking into Gatsby, like you said, Alejo, to like streamline that because I don't know if I should make a backend for that, and that sounds like a lot of work. Contact, resume links are the same thing up here. I don't know if I should keep that redundancy or not. I'm still thinking it over. Photography, just like to add some personal touch to my site, that would link to my photography site. And about the site would be more for just like talking about why I decided to do things on the site, like how I chose the background and to credit the photographer, like why I chose the font, something like that. So in restyling my site, I made the sidebar. This is the new version I'm working on. I made the sidebar shorter because I want more space for the contacts, but also I want to breathe more visually. So I'm still styling the front page, but I got to work on my skills page, and I'm liking the way it is coming out so far. But I have to go online and search for all these icons and make sure they're the right sizes and they look decent. And I even made that Express logo kind of from scratch. But yeah, I got the idea to make categories for the skills from another video, and yeah,
That's cool.
That's it. Thanks.
Yeah.
Oh,
Really
one
nice.
thing I like is the landing page. If you look in the top left corner, my landing page has my initials a little bigger, and then it says welcome. But if you go anywhere else, it fades into that. So I kind of like that. And yeah, this is my projects page without any styling.
Oh wait, you switch apps or something? I didn't notice.
Switch apps?
Yeah, like how were the projects before style and now they're not?
Oh, this is the new styling. This is local. The original what I showed you first was the deployed
Got it.
deployed site.
Cool. Some people are, I think Douglas is asking how you got that slick animation for your projects.
For projects. This one?
Yeah.
The spinner? I think that's NPM React Epic Spinners.
Epic Spinners?
Yeah, I just did a Google search for NPM React Spinners, and I opened a few of them, and I settled on that one, and I think that one's called React Epic Spinners.
Cool. Yes, they are epic. Cool. So thank you, everyone. Thank you, Joy. I don't know. Let me show you my website real quick, and then we break off for lunch. Let me share.
Wait,
Yep.
Leo,
Yes.
before we break for lunch, can I have like 10-15 minutes?
Okay, then you take it. I think I'll show you guys my website in the afternoon.
No, show.
But I don't want to take.
I don't want to see your website. What's that? No.
I don't want to take. I don't want to take everyone's lunch time.
Oh, I see.
Let's say your voice is breaking up also.
I'm sorry. Is this better?
A little bit.
Oh dear. I'm sorry. I'm using this tablet to connect to Zoom, and so I'm going in and out. I sent an email of a document, a deck, a presentation deck.
Okay. And what should we do with that? Is that for me? Is that for the class?
That's for everyone. Share screen. Okay. Start now. Okay. Can you guys see my screen?
Nope.
No.
I could show it on my screen if you want.
Wait, I just want to make sure that you guys can see my.
Oops, sorry.
But no.
No, we can't see your screen. Oh, maybe now we can see your screen, which is a tablet.
Funny.
Gosh.
This is maybe. Do you wanna call in? Call in through the phone, and I can share the presentation in my screen.
Oh, because you guys can't see it.
No. So I'm gonna show the presentation. So everyone seeing my screen?
Yeah.
Okay.
Disable,
Can you do it like?
Can you disable your video, Tessa?
Pardon me?
Disable your video. Leave only the voice.
That good?
I think you're gonna need to have to call through the phone. Your voice keeps breaking.
Oh gee.
I can send you the phone number.
Yeah. Can you do that, please?
Wait, Jessica, could you just explain it right now and then have Alejo go through the slides? Like, I don't know.
Des, are you there?
Yeah. I'm here. What happened? Hello?
And it's just that we can't really hear you well.
Okay, so let's reconvene at 2:00 so that we can figure out all of these kinks so that we're not taking up people's lunchtime.
Cool. Okay. Yeah, let's reconvene at 2. Then we talk about
At
this.
2:00, I'll send a Leo.
Yes, 207.
2:07 in my room, my Zoom room.
Okay.
I'll send a link on class chat.
Got it. Okay. Have a good lunch, everyone. See you in an hour. Bye.
Later.
Thank you, Winter. I realized that this is, I don't know who I'm texting like on this little box here. You have to select like everyone or, yeah.
Yeah,
Cool.
sometimes it's just private or it's to everybody, depends.
Yeah. I'm glad you forwarded that. Cool, I'll see you in a bit. I guess I'll try to, that's you need help?
She needs to call.
I'm gonna call her right now.
He wasn't listening to us.
Cool,
Okay.
I'll see you later.
Later.